Welcome back to the Cisco TV studio. I am Steve Moulter, and it is so good to have all of you with us here on the live stream from the Rye in Amsterdam. We've just come out of our IT leadership session on executive insights for the AI era. We had Angelique Medina here with us, head of Internet Intelligence for Thousand Eyes. And her team was talking about what is behind some of the largest network outages that we've been facing of late. We heard some real-life examples of how analysis at scale can help identify where issues are occurring, help you determine who's accountable for resolving those issues, and then the different ways we can mine the data set from that outage for value in assuring more continuity moving forward. So, great IT leadership session. Right now, I'm going to turn my attention directly over here to my right because I've got Chris Teig here on set with me in the Cisco TV studio. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad that you were able to come in and join us here today for a bit of a chat. I want to sort of start off with something that is local to this particular event because you know this event so well. Actually, before I do that, how many Cisco Lives have you been to at this point?
Oh, I don't know. The first one I attended, I think, was 96 or 97 in Disneyland in Paris.
All right, so we were, in Disneyland at Disneyland in Paris?
Disneyland in Paris. I think it was 97, I think.
Were we still networkers?
It was still networkers, yes.
It was. It must have been right on that cusp there. All right, then you have me beat. I was going to be in competition with you, but I know better at this point. I think I've done 30 some odd of them, but if you include worldwide, but
I don't know.
We lose track after a while. And they're all so great. So let's get track on this particular event, right?
Sure.
40th anniversary, which is so special. We've been talking about it all week. When we look at our 40 years of innovation, what have you been hearing here at the event so far that makes those 40 years really come to life? How far we've come?
I think there's two things. Oliver yesterday morning was talking about business resilience is technology resilience.
Yes.
The same thing. And then it was followed with Colin from BT saying, without the network, there is no plan B.
So true.
And I think if we look at this, the last 40 years, and all of my customers are saying this to me, it is great to see the importance of the network, how this is needed, how this is key to everything we do today, and how we connect and communicate.
I love that. I love that. And just following that up, one of the things that also Oliver put up together, and it may have been in that same BT conversation. I wanted to pull up that exact quote. Without the network, most of the business models of multi-billion-dollar companies wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Which I think is another huge change. Even the concept of AI, as we discussed, they used to be something of a what it's going to be, what's the hype around it. Now, it's here. Use it or lose it, right?
Yes, definitely. Definitely, and we see this. All of my customers are talking about what they need to do today to make their infrastructure AI ready, how they can provide and support their businesses in using AI applications and rolling them out and driving them and pushing them. And I just had a very interesting meeting an hour ago with a company that's busy building an AI-focused data center. They want to put a huge data center in place just with the focus of providing AI services.
And hopefully they're partnering with Cisco all the way to put that together. Because again, we're very unique in that environment. I mean, when we ask the why Cisco, what is it, why did that particular customer tell you they had to do this with Cisco in partnership?
I think we are the only vendor that's capable of providing a complete solution. End-to-end, looking at networking, looking at security capabilities, looking at observability. We are the only one who can provide this and provide the full digital resilience that's needed in today's world.
Such differentiation. There are other companies that are point solution products, and there are plenty of them out there in the world who do a phenomenal job. But when it comes to tying the entire story together, connecting each particular point in the apparatus, if we are going to digitize and modernize that data center, nobody can do it like Cisco, right?
Correct, and G2 was excellent explaining that yesterday on the stage. Where we are going, what's important, 10x acceleration ahead of the market. We're doing that. We're showing that. We're demonstrating it today.
That was another lovely quote that I had, and I'll misquote him now at this point, but it was something along the lines of when we do things just 10% better than other people, there's plenty of excuse to just go ahead and stay with whatever vendor or partner you're working with. All of a sudden, when that's exponential and we're doing it 100% better, it becomes irresponsible not to partner with us here at Cisco.
Correct. And even more important for our existing customers to stay. When we continue to be 10x better than the market, they don't want to go anywhere else. They don't want to look at any other competition. They say, Cisco provides what I need.
Fantastic. I want to go back to the conversations that you've been having around AI while you're here with the show this week, because of course it's all the talk. It's what everybody is talking about. What are you seeing as sort of those crossover points, right? Because we hear individual stories around AI struggles, opportunities, success stories. Where do we see most of those crossover points where we hear the same thing again and again and again, either on the negative or on the positive side?
I think there's 2 or 3 areas. All of the customers today are using AI for their productivity increases. They're all using the tools that are out there to make their lives easier in replying to emails, creating posts, creating content. Where all of the customers are looking today is how do they make AI ready infrastructure? What do they need to do to make sure their data center is secure, make sure they have the connectivity, make sure they have the performance that's needed to enable that and push that and move that forward? The announcements we're making enable that. They help our customers. They're all very, very excited about it. And if we look then across on the other side from our CX portfolio and what we're doing in CX to AI enable our service offerings, all of the customers are looking at that and saying this is going to help them make sure their infrastructure is more available, more reliable in the future.
So, all right, let's go from that CX perspective, because that's very unique. And a lot of people, even within the Cisco ecosystem, aren't entirely sure what it is that CX is doing, because they look at CX and they see product. They look at CX as that catalyst for maximizing whatever Cisco investments you currently have and how to make sure you're getting the most out of Cisco. So from that approach on AI, what is the CX story? Here is what we can provide you, but once you have it, here is what you can do with it.
We have a huge amount of data. We have very, very high visibility into infrastructures. If we look at what we're doing with Talos, if we look with what we're doing with Splunk, we have huge amounts of capability that we can use to enable and then ensure that all infrastructures out there are more available and more reliable. We're providing this interface to the customers so that the customers can use it with their infrastructure and be more reliable and available and not have downtime. It's what they all want.
Absolutely. We are open and available. We always recommend, please come and talk to us. Tell us what your story is. That's really what CX is all about. It's the reason CX exists within the Cisco portfolio. Let's talk about the speed of adaptation, right? So even a year ago, when you and I spoke with each other right here in this very spot, well, maybe down over there, down the concourse in that spot, but here at the event, we don't know how quickly this is all going to evolve and roll in, but now as we take a look at the speed and the complexity of changes in the marketplace, how do we continue to respond, adapt, be first in the marketplace?
G2's delivering. He's showing that we are capable of delivering on the products, delivering on the solutions that are needed to do that. It's my responsibility, my team's responsibility to help our customers take them on the journey, help them understand how all of these various pieces fit together and provide them value, and working together with all of our partners who are here in Cisco Live to support and enable them doing it.
And that is one of the great benefits about being here live on the show floor with us.
Oh, yes.
It's great to be able to reach out to everybody who's here in the viewing community, but there's something about being in the room and taking those meetings face to face and saying, what can we do for you?
It's great. It's just amazing seeing so many of our customers, our partners, our colleagues, the family that we've all become here over the last 30, 40 years at Cisco Networkers, Cisco Live. There's connections here. We're driving transformation in the world.
So I'm going to ask you one final question to put a button on all this. It's one of my favorite questions to ask. Chris, you get to gaze into your crystal ball right now, and you get to say, what are you and I going to be talking about when we meet up with each other next year here at this exact event in this exact same place? What is going to be the story around what CX is doing and the way CX is helping to promote and drive AI even further at a point when by then we'll be at an inflection stage?
So I think customers are going to continue to roll out these solutions. They need to gain experience. They need to provide continuous innovation to all of their business users and help them to do that. I think there's a huge demand in the market for managed as a service. Customers need more flexibility. They need more continuous innovation. They need to keep moving and changing. Gone are the days of a classical, let's implement a project and wait 5 years and then do it again. I believe next year we'll be talking about how this pace is increasing, how we're continuing to continuously innovate, and how customers are using more and more managed as a service.
And let me put you on the spot one more time. What about security? Is security just going to be a given by that point, or are we still going to be talking about what we need to do?
Security is a given. Security has to be in the infrastructure. The world can't exist in the way it used to, with perimeter security and everything simple, and the bad world is outside and the good world is inside. It doesn't work like that anymore. Security is given, it's fully embedded into everything we do. It has to become a norm for the entire market and for all of our customers.
Couldn't agree with you more. If every new app is going to be an AI-first app, then security just has to be native to that application.
Yes.
Can't be an afterthought.
Definitely.
Chris, always such a pleasure to have you with us here in the studio. So great to be able to talk with you. And again, keep finding these opportunities. If we don't talk to each other in person until next year here at this event, I'll look forward to it, but hopefully before then.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Have a great day.
Really appreciate it. Thanks so much,
Bye.
Chris. Thanks again for being with us here on the broadcast. We so appreciate it. Please keep reaching out to us on social media using hashtag Cisco Live EMEA, or you can use @Cisco Live EMEA. Either way, we want to hear from you. We want your comments. We want your thoughts, your ideas, your screenshots, your videos, where you're watching from, all of that. Make sure you keep reaching out to us and to our social media team. They're ready to respond. We're going to go out to Alpa, who I can see is in the world of solutions at the Cisco Insider booth, which is our central hub for customers where we can connect with peers, industry experts on topics that matter most to all of us. So Alpa, what are you seeing out there on the show floor?
Hi, Steve. So I did tell you earlier, right, that I was going to be exploring, and I'm so happy I did, because I have come to the Cisco Insider booth. I have literally stepped in, and I've met Danny. Hi, Danny. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure, no problem. I'm Danny Cervantes. I'm the Cisco Insider Program Manager. I've been doing this for a couple years now. We've been trying to aggregate programs together under one Cisco Insider umbrella, so we're really excited to be here talking about our program.
Amazing, and I'm sure our customers are equally excited. So tell us a bit more about the Cisco Insider program. What is it?
Yeah, I mean, Cisco Insider, think of it as the simplest way to connect and activate in multiple different programs, right? We have Cisco Insider Advocacy, Champions, and User Group, and User Research. So you could network, you can connect to peers and other subject matter experts, you can participate in challenges, upscale your career, becoming a champion, a tech influencer. User Group, access to product roadmap information. So you really can choose your path. You can do multiple things, but we're not asking you to do this, do that. It's really for you. Yeah. And the benefit we get is just by having engaged users that are interested in Cisco to help us shape the future of our products and what we do here at Cisco.
That is such an important point. You have an opportunity to get your voice heard and shape the future, right, Danny? So
exactly.
Why don't we walk through your Cisco Live experience and show everybody what's in?
Yeah. Perfect.
Come on,
yeah.
Us.
Let's step into the VIP lounge. So when we're here, we really like to give our members a place to come and unwind, relax, enjoy our lounge. You could work from here. We have places to recharge. We have some fun virtual activities.
Oh, amazing.
So play some games.
Ooh.
We actually have a really cool new feature, our Cisco Insider Showcase. So we're featuring customer success stories that have been a part of the program. Some of our research studies. We have some social activation powered by Fan Cave. So we're really excited. And over to the left, our Insider Hall of Fame wall, so folks are recognized, they get to come here. I mean, these folks come and hang with us most of the week in between bouncing around sessions, enjoying the floor. So we have a really great time, and also they get what they need. They're doing this because the program is valuable to them.
Okay. And tell us a little bit more about the Hall of Fame. How do you get your photo on there?
Well, I mean, there's different ways to interact, but we basically have some challenges within the advocacy program to do the road to Cisco Live. And if so, you get engaged with the advocacy program, you could participate. And you're basically making your own way. People compete for it. Our champions, the high achieving champions, or people that have been really engaged, they're also eligible for it too. So it's been growing. We used to just feature 3. So this is the most we featured at a Cisco Live so far.
Amazing. So if anybody wants to join the Cisco Insider program, how do they do that, Danny?
Oh, you just got to go find us on search Cisco Insider. We'll be the first one pop up. It'll direct you to our many different programs.
Yeah.
Definitely come stop by us, visit us at the booth. We'll be in Cisco Live US. We were in Melbourne in November, so we're present, we're inclusive, we're looking for all regions around the world to come and participate.
And you know, having been at Cisco and understood the Cisco Insider program myself, I know what an amazing opportunity it is for you to network and meet, you know, like-minded peers. Can you tell us a bit more about some of the interactions that your, you know, insiders have with each other and what their feedback is of the program?
Yeah, I mean, they have a really good rapport. The different programs interact in different ways. User Group, they have interactions with the product teams directly, so they're building those rapports, giving feedback. The other members, like the champions and advocacy, they're coming here, they celebrate, they go to dinners, they come and hang out here and do activities. So it's a really cool peer group and community that we have developed, and it's a really great time when we're here at Cisco Live. I mean, you get energized when you come here, you see the same people day after day, still coming back to the booth, still hanging out. It's like their home base, and we're really proud to have that for them.
Well, you have some really fun features as well. My eye just went to that VR plank experience. I'm not sure if I should try that in case I fall off, but tell us a bit about how that's been going.
Oh yeah, it's been going good.
Go over and have a look.
Yeah, I think the big surprise about this one is that people don't know how they're going to react.
Oh, wow. So where are we walking across then?
You are actually stepping off of a building, walking a plank, and then the last challenge is when you get to the end, taking a big step off and looking down, and it's like you're falling off of the big tall building.
Okay, amazing. Well, on that note, I think I'm going to have to come back and try this. Danny, thank you so much. It's been brilliant to meet you and talk to you and see the amazing things that Cisco Insider are doing. I'm going to come back and try this. And in the meantime, I'm going to hand over to you, Steve, whilst I go walk the plank.
Thank you so much, Alpha. Go walk the plank. Go do what you were born to do. Take advantage of all of it and bring those stories back to us here in the studio. I appreciate it. Glad to have you back with us here on the Cisco TV live broadcast, coming to you in real time from the Rai in Amsterdam. What we're going to do next is have a little bit of an executive interview here in studio with us. Our own Rob Boyd is across on the other side of the studio with Harvey Jang, who is Chief Privacy Officer, Vice President, Deputy General Counsel for us here at Cisco. I don't even need to set this up. I'm going to let Rob do all of that. So gentlemen, let's send it on over to you.
Thank you, Steve. I actually like it when you set things up because he remembers how to do titles correctly, and he's much better at pronouncing names. Harvey Jang, welcome. It's good to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I always love coming out to Cisco Live and just feeling the energy and excitement around everything that Cisco's doing.
I'm so glad you said that because that's, to me, I'm a work-from-home type of person. Yeah. I'm a knowledge worker, so it's butt in a chair quite often, and I'm interacting with people constantly, but virtually quite often. But there's that physical presence and that energy level you just can't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you, I think it's half of me goes when I see your title, and I think we've spoken before, but I always go, are we still paying attention to privacy?
Yeah.
Obviously we are, and these are big concerns.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more, this is a little bit off script, but just to understand more about what your role involves in privacy for you representing Cisco and how we approach things? How much does that get into advice for any customers or enterprise clients?
Yeah, so I lead the privacy program here at
Okay.
Cisco, and we've set things up to have a three-part mission of compliance, because you have to follow the law wherever you choose to do business, and so that is a basic, core, fundamental
That's still
piece
required.
Of ours.
All right.
But I think the most work that we do is around this market access piece. Like, we have to build our products and services in a way that our customers trust us and that they will feel confident using our products and services, that they can honor their privacy requirements and respect personal data as they're processing it for their own purposes. And then this third piece of differentiation and leadership, where now's the time to engage with the regulators, just work with them on crafting new legislation and laws governing what's going to happen with personal data or data at large, and helping to set the industry standard on how data should
so a little bit
processed.
of controlling how what the playing field you're involved in.
Yeah, or just having a voice, right?
Yeah.
It's like these laws are changing, and you can either be a part of it and be in the room where it happens, or just sit by and be subjected to it. So working with them, and a lot of times we're educating the regulators and our peers around the technology that is being regulated. And so making sure they understand, if you write it this way, we can put the energy behind it and the resources, but is this really what you intended? Because here's what the natural consequences are. Here's how we would operationalize it, and does it make sense? Is it achieving your goals? And just
I feel like it's such a dynamic space. And what you said it's dynamic, but I think the part that I'm not jealous of at all with you in your position is if a global company in an era where we do things over here, we process it somewhere over here, we store it somewhere over here, and maybe over here as well.
Right.
And those are often different countries, different jurisdictions, different sets of changing conditions. Sure. Is it even possible to have one, kind of one policy, if you will, or regulatory?
Yeah, we strive for that. Right? Like, there is a complexity in all these laws. We really anchor on GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation here out of Europe. It was really formed the baseline of privacy laws around the world. And so I think there's over 160 countries that have used GDPR as a template.
Oh, and they're kind of following it.
Yeah,
well, that's helpful.
At least at the core rights. There's some stuff they left behind, and of course everyone has to be unique in their own snowflake. So we do have a lot of complexity underneath the laws, but we strive for a stricter standard that we can just apply across the board.
Yeah.
So we take the stricter standard, apply that, and use that as our baseline at Cisco.
Well, because now I don't keep up with this as much as maybe I even should, but the EU Act, I guess, just went into effect around some of these things that change.
Yeah.
Do you have any reflection on what that means, and anything? Does it put new stuff on the radar we need to be looking out for?
Yeah, so that's a different beast that's intertwined with privacy. So that's the EU AI Act that you're talking about. That it was passed a little while ago, but the first provisions recently came into effect where they had laid out, based on risk to the individual, certain things that are going to be prohibited because the risk is just too high. And it is intertwined with privacy because these are the things that GDPR and even its predecessor, the EU Privacy Directive back in 1995, and even French privacy laws going back to 1978 talked about automated decision making and really worried about these things without human intervention, that these bots are somehow going to make decisions that will have a huge impact on your life.
Yeah.
So if you looked at the things that are being prohibited under the EU AI Act, or things that will have a profound impact to your personal safety and things like that. So there's a small subset of activity that's going to be prohibited under the AI Act, but a big chunk is mostly in this high risk area. And it's really calling out that you have to do an assessment. You have to understand the impact of the processing activity or the AI is going to have, like on individuals. So sometimes it is related to privacy and pulled in there. Impacts to groups of people when you're looking at bias, impacts to society, but then also taking a step even broader. And this is where diversity and discipline and expertise come into play, because you have to look at all the externalities that are going to be generated from using AI. And some things are just going to happen. Like we're seeing massive climate impact and that's the energy consumption. Whether you like it or not, it's huge, right? And it's like it actually, for all those companies that were reporting their sustainability and environmental impact, those that are running AI data centers, like their carbon footprint has increased. Right? And so things that Cisco's
anything
been
they committed to
developing,
previously suddenly has changed.
Yeah, and so we're trying to develop technology that makes it more efficient to run the data center so you can process at scale and not have that impact. So looking at the externalities across the board, both the intended and unintended consequences of the processing activity. So it takes that impact assessment and looking at impact as broadly as you can define it and making sure that it's working as intended and the negative externalities don't outweigh the ROI.
And this assumes that we are good at predicting what's going to happen, I guess, because it's hard to consider all those things that are coming in. But a final question, just in recognition of the fact that what makes AI work really well is just by really gobbling up more data than even one person can imagine. And to a certain extent, I feel like, does that indeed accelerate kind of the challenges associated with any requirements around privacy and such? But from a personal perspective, do you have any advice?
Right. So it definitely has caused this friction. If you look at privacy, one of the core principles of privacy is data minimization. Collect only what you need for the specific purpose that you're trying to achieve with that data. Now you take AI and they're trying to eat, just feed on any possible data set they can, absorb as much as you can. And you talk to the data scientists, like, we'll just run some algorithms and the patterns will emerge and then we'll figure out what it means. And so it's a little bit of a challenge. So there's a lot of investment in privacy enhancing technologies. Like let's remove the identifiers. Let's move it. So we're looking at data sets that aren't risky for an individual. And so if there's things that we can do to de-risk it from privacy, and then you can feed the AI algorithms with that. So some of the things that we're seeing now, and we do hope people are more intentional about what they're sharing online, right? There's so much risk out there now, and with all these laws, one of the main things that they push for is transparency, that companies that are processing data need to be transparent about what they're doing and why. So you do have to take the time and look at that and see, is this who you want to engage with? Are you okay with the processing activity going on? And be intentional with that. Like, you can't be in a scenario where you post your whole life up on social media and then you complain that people know too much about you. So you have to take responsibility over it.
That's a very good point.
And then work with the people that your loved ones. And we did a study, a consumer privacy survey, and we saw that some of the elderly are being impacted disproportionately because they don't understand what's happening with their data. So if you can help educate people and really help protect each other and be aware of what's happening with their data and really just be intentional.
Well, I like that. We need the community more than ever. And,
Yeah.
and this is a room full of people that understand how this stuff works. Help the people that don't. These are scary times, but they're exciting times. And I like the pragmatism. I like the approach here. Harvey, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
We'll wrap things up here, and I'll send it back over to Steve on the other side of the studio.
Rob, thank you so much, my friend. Great interview. Well done as always, Harvey. Thank you for taking the time to be here in the studio with us. And Harvey ended on such a powerful point there. Transparency, responsibility. When you are doing what it is that we do here at Cisco, these are such power plays in terms of making people feel that they are connected to our organization, that we are being responsible to them, that we are helping to support them, and we are doing it in an open and accessible way. So really appreciate Harvey's insights here. We are just about 7.5 minutes from our next center stage session here in Amsterdam. Before that, though, we are going to right now head out to Hall 7. And in Hall 7, we've got our Customer Stories exhibit. This is one of my favorite parts of what we do here at World of Solutions because it's one of our most connective and impactful areas where we can share our Cisco brand and our Cisco technology storytelling. And you know me, I am all about the storytelling. So I can see Cedric is out there in Hall 7. How's your exciting morning so far, Cedric?
It's been going great, Steve. As you said, I'm here next to Customer Success Stories. And a fun fact, Steve, what is better than hearing about technology from me? It's hearing it from our customers. And I have a few folks with me, Charlotte and Jessica, who are in our lifecycle engagement marketing team at Cisco. Just a quick hello, Charlotte. How are you doing? How have you been living through Cisco Live this year?
Well, I've been living Cisco Live for quite the last few months, but it's fantastic to finally be here in this amazing venue with all of this amazing content and, of course, with our customers.
Yeah, and I think it's paying off your work from the last couple of months. As you see, it's very busy. I'll let Steve zoom in on that later. But Jessica, also welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I am doing wonderful. I mean, I don't think I would want to be anywhere else than right here, right now.
I think many people are agreeing with that behind you. Let's get us started with, there is the theater behind us, right? What's been going on here all week?
Well, this is the Customer Success Stories Theatre, and it really does what it says on the tin. This is where our customers come to share their success with us. And this is really the place to be if you want to learn about how Cisco products and solutions are helping our customers realize their goals. In this theatre this week, we've got 25 sessions featuring customers like Amazon, Microsoft, and later today we'll have Adidas here with Samso. And Samso, a European customer, talking about sustainability, which I think is really important in retail, using Cisco Meraki.
So you said 25 sessions this week.
Yep.
I have been here a couple of times. It's been always crowded, so it's kind of super well regarded by our customers.
Standing room only for practically every session. I mean, you can see this here now. This session is about driving excellence in AI, which is a fantastic topic for everyone to see. AI has been a huge theme here this week. It's obviously a very important topic, and you can see, I mean, this is actually one of the most attended sessions I've seen here. Just fantastic.
So would you say that's your highlight this week, or do you have any other highlights that you would want to refer back to?
Well, AI is important. I'm sure this is a great session, but I'd say the highlight of our week certainly has been the customer awards that we held here on Monday. It was in its 6th year. We have the Global Customer Awards, EMEA. We recognize 6 customers for cybersecurity, workplace, AI, sustainability, industry, and then finally our Cisco Insider of the Year. Because I do have to plug the booth next door, the Cisco Insider booth, which is the home of our customers and our customer programs, which is really why we are the customer hub here in Hall 7.
So let's double click on the awards, right? You said that there are a few categories going on.
Yeah.
Like, which is your favorite category?
So I think I've already mentioned sustainability and AI a lot. Adidas were our winner this year, but Samso and Samso, who are featuring in the session later, they were one of our very, very prestigious nominees, and congratulations to all of our nominees and of course our winners. But certainly the sustainability category I think stood out, and also the AI category. Core 42, our winner there, doing some really innovative, cool stuff in AI.
I want to come to you, Jessica, real quick. Which one is your favorite one?
Ooh, that is a very tough one. I would have to go with the Sustainability Changemaker. We had so many incredible nominees for that one category. It was very, very hotly contested. The judges did not have an easy job for that one. And I would love to call out specifically the Connected Conservation Foundation for the incredible ways that they are protecting wildlife, nature preserves through the use of Cisco technology and solutions, which it's just such a beautiful story if you haven't seen it.
100%. Yeah, very, very worthy nominee.
Yeah.
Awesome, because like some people are living through the broadcast, they're living through me, and that's a good or a bad thing, I don't know. But the thing is, it's a good thing? Okay, cool, thank you. I like you already. The fact is, or the question is, where can they find more about these winners? People that were not able to attend Cisco Live this year, they were not able to attend the ceremony, like where can they find all of these winners? Is that online? Is that, like, where can we find them?
Absolutely, so we have a landing page, the Cisco Global Customer Awards EMEA. If you Google that, you'll see all of our nominees and then of course our winners. And there's also a blog, wrap-up blog, that's been written by Nieves Navarro, our VP of EMEA Marketing. That was posted yesterday, and she does a fantastic summary of everything that happened to the awards and all the winners.
And if you can't find that for whatever reason, you can also follow us on LinkedIn at Cisco Insider, and we will give you all the updates on the winners and all the other great things happening over in this space.
That's it, Jess. Don't forget the socials. What's the hashtag?
Oh, hashtag Cisco Insider in Amsterdam.
Oh my God, I talk about these hashtags for Cisco Live. I'll repeat it again. I'll put ours next to yours. Hashtag Cisco Live EMEA or at Cisco Live EMEA if you want to engage with our content as well right now. Thank you so much, Charlotte, Jessica, for being with us here today.
Thank you.
That was great, Charlotte. I know this was your first interview on camera for us. You did awesome. So that was a good. We'll see you more later, potentially. But thank you so much for that. As you heard as well, as I said already, like the Cisco Live social channels are still here as well, at Cisco Live EMEA, hashtag Cisco Live EMEA. So we're really looking forward to hearing from you. And also, like on the site, while you're doing that, follow the Cisco Insider channels as well, I would say. And with that, I'm sure we can send it over to the studio again. Back to you, Steve.
And I'm sure I would love to receive it back here in the studio. Thank you, Cedric. I appreciate it. Great job, Jessica. Charlotte, congratulations. Your first interview here with Cisco TV. You did a fantastic, fantastic job. We are headed into our next center stage session just about a minute and a half from now. So glad to have you with us here at Cisco Live 2025 Amsterdam. This is where we are helping our customers, our partners work faster, smarter, safer, be part of the movement to go beyond what's possible. So we're grateful to have you here. All right, so let's talk about this next center stage session that we've got coming in. We do these center stages throughout the course of the day. This time it is a deep dive on observability, which is a core strength, core differentiator for us here at Cisco. This time we will look at the ways that we unlock digital resilience in unified observability. Mike Cohen, Richard Erda. We've got Manfred Rundesel, I always love saying that name, and James Hodge. They're going to lead out this session on the future of digital resilience with Splunk observability, enhanced by App Dynamics. As downtime costs continue to soar, they're going crazy, right? Digital resilience becomes so important. We have to have a unified approach that empowers our organizations. That's how we get comprehensive visibility. It's how we detect issues much faster. It's the ways that we manage our costs more effectively in complex environments. So right now we are going to hear some interesting data from top analysts. We are going to get a compelling customer success story. So if you're ready to elevate your strategy, now's the way to do it. Out to center stage. Here we go.